Today I want to talk about the planning and cost of my 10-gallon aquarium. I always liked nano tanks and picked out a 10-gallon during Petco's $1 per gallon sale in July. As I mentioned earlier, this tank was inspired by the Hillstream loach. I wanted to give the fish as optimal conditions as I could within my constraints. I used Aqadvisor to help guide the stocking. This is a site that determines if your plant is overstocked or needs filtration. You shouldn't trust this completely, but it gives a good sanity check. First, I'm setting my tank specs. We can choose the dimensions of the tank, as well as specify the filters. I have 2 filters, and there's enough space to add both of them here. Now we can add the fish and other animals in our tank. First, let's add the Hillstream loach. So we just type Hillstream loach here, and well, the Soellia that we wanted isn't listed. However, there are 2 similar gastromyzon species. Actually, they're both one species. Ctenocephalus and punctulatus are identified as one species now. Now I wanted to add white clouds because they're a cold water fish that tolerates higher currents and smaller tanks. They're also hardy enough to tolerate the early stages of setup and produce enough waste to develop the biological capacity of the aquarium. The celestial pearl danios also do well in cold water, though they come from slowly moving waters in tropical Myanmar. Having 2 different schools brings more interest and dynamic interactions. Finally, I brought in an algae eating team to help combat the white fuzzy algae I had growing everywhere before I bought the Hillstream loach. If we scroll down here, you can see our final numbers. So it says our aquarium stocking level is 100%. Perfect. The plants were chosen from the easy care options which originate in Southeast Asia. Epiphytes are well adapted to fast-flowing waters and are easy to care for, so they feature prominently here with the Bucephalandra and Java fern. Let's sit back and enjoy the action for a little bit. Now this Anubias is an African plant, so it breaks our Southeast Asian theme. But it's one of the easiest plants to care for, and one of the first that was cultivated for the aquarium hobby. These cryptocoryons are also used, growing in dense clumps as a habitat, along the areas where the substrate is deep enough to support them. You can see some new crypt flamingo here, right underneath the filter. They're extras from a project that I did. More on that in a future video. I always try to complete my projects at as low of a cost as I can without compromising the quality. Besides making this hobby much more accessible, it also ensures that I use sustainable products to reduce the impact on the environment. The tank itself, a standard 10-gallon from Petco, cost $10. The Aquarium filter was on sale for $9, and the Marina filter cost $11 from Amazon. The light in OptiBright cost $35, and the lid cost $15. The substrate, an 8-pound bag of fluorite red, cost $9, and the driftwood, a medium-sized piece from ZooMed, cost $6 on Chewy.com. The Java fern cost $6 from Petco, and the tissue cultures cost $30 in total, $10 for each cup. The Anubias was $9. The celestial pearl danios cost $25. I got some from a local breeder. The 5 Amano shrimp were $2.50 a piece, and the nearite snails were $2 a piece. Finally, the Hillstream loach was $12. My stand was the Sunvik children's table from IKEA, a solid wood table capable of holding 10-gallon or even 20 high tanks. Our total comes out to $235. Here are some shopping tips for you. First, make sure you check online all the products you're going to buy, see if you can find a good price. Even if you eventually buy it from a brick and mortar retailer, They'll match their own online prices, or even the prices of their competitors sometimes. Also, it pays to buy tissue culture plants. It looks like it's a terrible deal, but actually, with the number of plants in each cup, it can be a great value. Finally, it helps to get things from other hobbyists. For example, lots of people want to give away plants after they take cuttings while trimming their tanks. I personally wouldn't get a tank secondhand now, but there are some really good deals out there. And finally, do your research to avoid getting things that either you don't need or are going to break on you. A good way to do this maybe is to watch YouTube videos like the ones in this channel to see other people's first-hand experiences of their hobby. Thanks so much for watching today, and until next time, take care.